Welcome to Function Loop Sample Pack tutorial. We will be starting a track from scratch to show you how simple and easy it is to make music using sample packs. We will change a few things here and there to make sure we stay original. Who needs to make a track from scratch when you can use a sample pack to give you instant inspiration? Fasten your workflow whilst also learning a few things along the way. Right, I'll start with the kick drum, which I got from Function Loop's Future Pop FL Kit number 3. I'm working at 128 BPM and the sample I just loaded is at 105 BPM. So what I need to do is I need to put this into time with the track. So I'll load up the pitch and time machine and I'll change the BPM from 105 to 128, process, and that's it. So now that is in time. Now I'm going to add the clap, which is also from the same sample pack. Again, it's at 105 BPM. So we'll just put that into time. As you can see, it's already clipping, so what we'll do is turn the elements down a bit. I'd always recommend starting off quite quiet, and then, because before you know it, you'll be adding more sounds and then you'll be turning up elements. What I like to do is put a limiter on my master out just to protect my speakers, just in case any synth is too loud. Obviously, try not to mix into the limiter, as in try not to put anything really loud into this because it will play around with the entire mix. So I'll just do that for precautionary reasons. Now I'm going to add another clap from a different sample pack, which is Function Loop's Future EDM Kit D. This is already at 128 BPM, so we haven't got to do anything to it. So I'll show you what that sounds like. Now for the ride loop, which is also from Function Loop's EDM Kit 1 F sharp, and it's also 128 BPM, so we'll add that in. Now just whack an offbeat hi-hat, which is from Laser Pop for Spire one shots, and then we'll make it offbeat. Just like that. And as you can hear, obviously it's pulling to one side, but we'll sort the mix out in a bit. As we're there, we'll add a reverse crash, which is from the same kit. Sounds a bit like this. So what I'll do now is we'll quickly mix all the drum and all the percussion, just a rough mix really, and then we'll go from there and tweak it as we sort of add more stuff to the track. So what I'll do is I'll start with the kick. On the kick drum, it's important to make sure that it's hitting directly on the beat, so we'll zoom right in. As you can see, that is dead on, so I'm happy with that. Now we're going to take a look at what key the drum is hitting at. So what we'll do is put a tuner on the output, and then we'll put a pitch shifter on the track so we can see where it's hitting. So leave that open and then sort this out. Drums. And then obviously that's octave, so it's hitting at G. So as we know that's hitting at G, we can sort of work with the track and change it accordingly. So I'll leave that on there. And then what we'll do first is we will put on a transient just to make it a bit more snappy. Again, we won't know until there's more of the mix to work with, but we'll just do it as a starting point. So we'll just play that, and then leave the preset, add more attack, and then obviously that's the attack there. As you can hear, it's a bit more snappy. Also, I find when you add an envelope shaper, it does tend to lose the low end. So what we'll do is we'll add that back, put an EQ on there. So get rid of the sub, which we're not using. And then we will add a little bit more low end, not too much, and then we'll just add a little bit of crispiness to it, just so that will punch through the mix a bit better. So around about there, widen it so it's not so surgical. It's about 2K, so it's just made it a bit more punchy. And then we'll add a compressor to level it, we'll do is we'll just change it to what we like. So as you can see, it's now grabbing hold of the transient and grabbing hold of the sample, so it's quite nice there. So we've got a nice ratio, and then what we'll do is we'll change it so it sounds better, basically. So that's a slow attack, so it lets the first part of the transient come through before it grabs hold of it, and then the release. I find the more release you have, the more it grabs the back end, so it brings out the low end. So we'll try that one. That sounds a bit nicer, but a bit quiet. So what we'll do is turn it up. It sounds a bit snappy, which is nice. What we'll do is bypass it as well to hear if it's not just got louder. So what we'll do as well is we'll make the release longer, and then we'll turn it up a little bit, and then bypass it. So as you can hear, it's more snappy and it's more low end, so I'm happy with that at the moment. Play it in the mix. Does sound a bit too snappy, so what we'll do is we'll sort of EQ everything else and then see how it sits in the mix. Also, because we've just played around with it, it's louder, so we need to make that quieter, make all the other elements quieter.